Right back with another video, and I got my new charger for my phone, so I wanted to make a video. I made a video in my car earlier on the way home from work today, but I decided I'm going to scrap that. It was just a bunch of blather, and I just figured it was just me making a video just for the sake of making a video. But I will say some of the things that I was saying in the other video about me not resending out the January's National Stalking Awareness Month, only because I think the video has gotten enough, I think it's been spread around enough, okay? If you have seen that video and you feel like somebody else needs to see that video, please feel free to forward that video to as many people as you'd like. I think I will put that video in the description box. And I might, and that goes for Dominion Theology as well. I think those are very important. So I think I've said enough about the topic of stalking, and I don't think there's really anything else I can say. If somebody has any questions or concerns, maybe advice on how to deal with this issue, or you can go ahead and send me an email. I will. You can contact me at the email that's connected to this particular. I'm tired. You really gotta excuse me. To this particular page, which will be in the description box. So I will add my email address as well. That's connected to my YouTube channel. You know, I call the collective the people that I've worked with, my family, as well as the people that I used to know on Facebook. And, you know, nobody wants to get to this point, okay? Nobody wants to flush people out of their life, okay? But this is a very serious issue, okay? And it speaks volumes. Their intent speaks volumes. And it's a very shocking thing for people to come to the realization that these people aren't really what you think they are, okay? Just like, consider this a test, okay? Consider this a test of people's devotion to you, okay? And they fail horribly, okay? They basically tell you that they want your life to fall apart, that they just took everything that you cared about and threw it in the trash, okay? So there's a lot of, not only are you losing out on your goals and you're losing out on your financial goals, you have people who are wishing you ill, okay, ill wishers, and they find out your family is a part of it. It's just absolutely devastating. So I'm going through a lot on that level as well. I mean, I'm not like really missing these people because I have allowed my anger to kind of like supersede my fears, you know, and so therefore I can't help that, you know. I don't understand my mother. I don't think I really understand her. I think, you know, I will go ahead and send her like cards and stuff like that, but it can't be any further than that, okay? I know that she sides with the golden child. You know, Lisa is to her somebody that she can easily relate to. She can't relate to me, okay? I'm a completely different woman than her. And this goes on in a lot of family dynamics. There's always somebody who doesn't disagree with whatever, but what my mother doesn't understand is that her lifestyle as being a housewife, and there's nothing wrong with being a housewife, but that's not enough for me, okay? Based on my upbringing, whether that be nurturing, or maybe that also contributes to the nature versus nurturing and outside, you know, elements and everything else all combined, whatever. All of this has made me who I am, and I'm comfortable with that, okay? Maybe she feels as though I should be, you know, with a nice man who's financially stable and this sort of thing. And you know what? Because I've been on my own for so long, that lifestyle would terrify me, okay? You've got to understand I'm somebody who is used to taking care of myself, okay? And also, I come from an abusive background, okay? My own mother, she's abusive, okay? I hate to say it, but she's abusive, okay? If she knew this was going on, she was acting against my will, and didn't take the time to consider my feelings, that's abusive, okay? And just going back, I can name other issues, but that's not the point, okay? I'm not trying to drudge up the past, okay? I'm just saying is my family is abusive. They do not consider anybody's needs except for their own, and they are willing to trample over my personal desires, my personal goals, to basically put me in alignment with what they think I should be so that I could be more acceptable to them. Then that's not acceptable to me, okay? And that's how it should be in all interactions, okay? I need to be around people who accept me for me, period, okay? And I'm not changing who I am. I'm just not, okay? And I'm looking for people that I can bring into my life who I enjoy. I enjoy that. And so I was going to make a video later about courting women, okay? Now, when I mean courting women, I'm not talking about lesbianism. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about developing friendships that are built on good foundations and finding people that you click with, and how to go about finding relationships, friendships that are good and good for me, okay? Now, I'm not saying I'm never, ever in a million years going to get married, but that's not a priority right now. It's not. I mean, yeah, people think, gosh, your time's ticking with your biological clock or whatever. I don't want any more kids. I'm 45 years old, okay? I don't want kids, okay? And I'm not overly romantic, okay? I do look at things more of, I'm just like that, okay? I'm just not. That's not to say that, okay, I always said that David Bowie was the most gorgeous man in the world, okay? Now, if he was alive, I would have to make that as an exception, okay? That's different. But, I still don't know the guy, okay? I mean, that's ridiculous. He's a celebrity, but I'm just using that as an example because, goddamn, that is one beautiful man, I'm telling you right now. But I'm just saying is that, that would be my choice, okay? And it doesn't matter who comes out of the woodwork or whoever, says something. I will tell you that whatever happened on Facebook led to trauma for me, okay? The great times that these people were having, the joy that these people were having, tearing my life apart, my life was literally falling apart, okay? While they were enjoying every minute of it. How could I possibly ever want to see these people ever again? So the only thing that they can do to make it right is to do as much as they can to clear my name. If they could talk to people and say and tell them how how sorry they are and fix it as much as you can. For Karen Johnson and Steve Murray, they need to do it as much as they can. I'm doing all I can, okay? And that's all you can do. If you feel like you did something wrong, do the best you can to fix it, and let's just move on. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm tired. You can see it in my eyes. I'm extremely tired, But I was thinking about courtship of friendships, and basically, sometimes I see women and I'm thinking, gosh, she looks really unique. She looks really cool. I'd like to get to know this person. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with coming up and talking to somebody and say, hey, you talk about your common interests, and then develop relationships from that point, Because I don't want to waste my time on trash. I don't want to waste my time on people who want to gossip behind my back. I don't want to waste my time on people who want to streamline me in accordance of what they really want so that I can be more, in alignment so they can accept me more. I want somebody who accepts me for me. I want a very strong, confident woman. Now, if she's a black woman, that's even better, okay? She's a black woman, that's even better. But I'm open to all races, but, I kind of would like to have, a black girlfriend. I just kind of would. But like I said, that's not to say that I wouldn't be open to other races of women as having friends. But, I tend to, I just do, okay? Because, you can get your hair done together, you can do certain things together, and it's just, I'm just used to having, my close relationships were mostly with black women. So, but that's not to say I wouldn't be friends with somebody else. I'm just saying. But that would be my first choice, I think. But you can never really predict who and what you're going to meet and who's going to come into your life. You just can't do that. So, but right now my goal is to get back to work and also to clear my head. And I've said this enough, and I'm tired of saying it. But I need to clear my head, okay? This has been a very traumatizing experience. Hopefully for employers, this has been an educational experience. Hopefully for people who once were related to me, that this also is an eye-opening experience and that they will stop judging other people, okay? And as far as these people that I used to know on Facebook, no, Maria's not the idiot that you thought she was, and she's deserving of good things in life, and you misjudged me, and you kind of need to back the fuck off my shit, please. So anyway, I think I've said all I needed to say. I think I'm going to wrap up this video, and I will maybe be back with another one tomorrow. I'm hoping that I don't feel this tense and this extreme anxiety anymore. Because I keep thinking about all these what-if scenarios. Like, Lisa, to me, freaks me out. Like, I just think of her as some weird freak lurking in the shadows waiting to destroy other aspects of my life. Okay, I'm done with that. Okay, because I don't think she really knows, takes no for answer. Sorry. I don't think she takes no for answer because, how many times have I made videos? How many times have I said, stop doing it? Stop, I basically said I disowned them on like a few months ago, and then they come up with this other job, okay, and then all these other things. You know what I want, interested in doing. You know what I want to do. Everybody should have the right to choose the kind of work that they want to do. And hopefully to employers, most importantly, I want you to understand how foolish it is to allow somebody to work a job that they don't care about. Okay, now this is a situation where these people have my back against the wall. I basically have to eat, okay, so I have to do the best I can, okay? But I'm going to tell you, for employers, this is a bad thing, okay? You can tell if you know a person's no good on the phone, it's bad to put them on the phone, okay? Because don't expect pleasant greetings. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not exactly rude to the people, but you can't expect me to be bubbly, and you can't expect to sit here and build good rapport with customers when somebody is basically coming off like, I really could give a shit. That's just how it is, okay? So people need to have, job satisfaction is of the utmost importance. It just is, okay? I've learned from experience. I'm going to tell you what, when I was a kid and I hated my job, because I'm sure my sister was probably involved in it too, but still, like, for example, I needed extra money, so I would work maybe like a pizza place or something, and I'm sitting here working with dough, and I hated doing that, okay? I'm not somebody who likes to work with their hands except for doing arts and crafts, and I don't even think I'd want to do that for a living, because by that time it would take the joy out of it, okay? But I would sit there, and sometimes I'd answer the phone, or sometimes they'd make me scrape screens when I was younger, and I kept thinking, I just hate this. And I knew in the back of my mind, I need to be able to take care of myself one day, one day, and it's got to be something that I like to do, because I can't imagine getting up every day doing something I don't want to do. And this is for everybody, whatever it is you like to do. And that could be something some people are very satisfied doing, some people like to serve coffee, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, some people look down on people who work those jobs because they're like, no, it's a menial job, okay? But if it brings that person satisfaction, that's all that fucking matters, okay? At the end of the day, that's all that matters, okay? It doesn't matter what brings you joy, okay? And so, now mind you, I couldn't serve coffee, okay? But I'm just saying is there's nothing wrong with that. For some people who do, that's what they like. They like talking to the customers, and I know people who can serve things, okay? I've been to restaurants that I've returned, and a lot of people have go to restaurants that continue to return just for that particular waitress, just because that person, brightens their day, just because they know that they know that they want to sit at a certain table, and they always say the right things, and they just make that person's life better, okay? And that's customer service, and it's what people should be doing. That's when you're in the proper alignment of things, okay? When you're not in the great alignment of things, you're going to have a person who's bitching on the phone. You're going to be with people who are arguing with everybody, and they have a bad attitude, okay? So job satisfaction is important. Don't underestimate that. And then also, you need to look for real talent. You need talent, people who look for, who are placing people. They need to find people who are truly fit. Look for those special people who love to work, who've got something extra. There's not just the regular bullshit, people that you see that and you just want to slip them into a job, and they really don't have anything unique to bring to the table. When the name talent scouts and talent agents, there's a reason why that name is there, okay? You want something outstanding, people who are just like go-getters for the company. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm like super tired right now. I'm so flipping tired, and I'm going to go to bed early tonight if I can get some sleep, okay? Because there's a lot of exhaustion. I think I said enough, but if you have any questions, you have any concerns, you want to clarify something, you want some advice, whatever, please feel free to send me an email if you'd like. If you're out there, somebody out there who's in the California area, I am looking for new people to meet. So if you would like to link up with me on LinkedIn, I know it's kind of unconventional, I know it is, but you know what? When you're a targeted individual, you got to start from ground zero. So if you are interested in assisting me looking for work, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I know it is. I mean, hey, I'm thinking outside the box here, okay, whatever. But if you are, go ahead and connect with me on LinkedIn. You don't have to go into the whole spiel. I'm just looking for work. We can exchange all that information later. I will be doing my own independent job search, but I'm open to all assistance if I can get it. So wrapping up this video, have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.